Hello, welcome back. The title of this lesson is called Solving Ratio Problems. This is part one. So here we're going to use the skills of ratio and proportion to kind of solve kind of a practical problem. And it's easier just to tell you instead of talk about it. So ignore the table for a minute. Let's go over here and see. George can bicycle 1 mile in 5 minutes. Use this information to complete the table below. So all you were given is that he goes, this is a table of miles and minutes, and it says here that when he travels 1 mile, or when he goes down the road 1 mile, it takes him 5 minutes duration. Now, in these kinds of problems, you need to assume everything is happening at the same rate all the time. So just think about it for a minute with me. If he goes 1 mile in 5 minutes, then what's going to happen if he goes 2 miles, right, down the road? If you've doubled the number of miles he's gone, if the rate is the same, if you double the number of miles, you should double the number of minutes, right? When you're driving down the road and you're going a certain distance in a certain time, if you double the time that you're driving, then you should be doubling the distance because the rate is the same. So what we're really saying here is that these numbers 1 and 5, going 1 mile in 5 minutes, they're kind of joined together. They're related to each other because it defines the rate that everything is happening. Another way of saying that is a fancy way of saying that this is a ratio. The 1 as it compares to the 5. The 1 mile for every 5 minutes is like a linked pair of numbers that mean something together. For every 1 mile you go, it's 5 minutes. If you go 2 miles, then you're going to double it to 10 minutes and so on because the rate is linked together. That ratio is the same. Now, ignore this part of the table here. What we're trying to figure out is what is this unknown value of miles that we would be required to go or that we would travel in 15 minutes. Now, this problem is pretty simple. So I think a lot of people looking at this already know the answer, but let's pretend that you don't and let's solve it the right way because I could easily change these numbers to numbers that you can't do in your head. That's not the point. The point is for you to do it the right way, all right? What we've learned is that this is a ratio, 1 as it compares to 5 minutes, right? And then this would be some ratio. If you go 1 mile in 5 minutes, you're going to go some other distance in 15 minutes, and these ratios are linked together because the ratios are the same. Because everything is happening at the same rate all the time, we know that if we go 1 mile in 5 minutes, then if we travel 15 minutes, we should go a certain distance that'll be linked by the ratio given in the problem. Another way of saying is that we can build a proportional relationship out of these numbers. So what we're saying is if we go 1 mile in 5 minutes, it would look like this. We travel the ratio 1 mile for every 5 minutes. This is now a ratio. And since everything is happening the same and the rates are not changing, we can say that it's the same ratio as happening here. It's going to be X number of miles, let's call it X miles, in 15 minutes. So the way you set it up is you say we travel 1 mile in 5 minutes, and that's the same ratio, so we set it equal to some unknown number of miles if we travel for 15 minutes. Now notice the way I've set it up is you have to have the same things on the top. If you have miles on the top, you have to have miles on the top, and you have minutes on the bottom, and you have minutes on the bottom. They have to be that way for the ratios to be the same, to be able to be equal to each other. So 1 as it compares to 5, X as it compares to 15. If you flip this over, then the ratios won't be the same. It has to be miles and miles and minutes and minutes. Okay, now how do we solve this? Let's rewrite it first. 1 as it compares to 5 is X over 15. We want to solve for X. We are dividing by 15 on this side, so we've learned that we do the opposite. We multiply by 15 on the left and on the right. Now this 15 is really 15 over 1. You can think of it as fraction multiplication there. So multiplying the numerators, 15 times 1 is 15. The denominator, 5 times the invisible 1 here, is 5. So all we did was multiply the fractions. You can make it 15 over 1, 15 times 1, 1 times 5. That's what you get. Over here, again, you can write it as 15 over 1, but we've learned that when you have the same number on the top as on the bottom, we can just cancel it. If we did multiply and multiply, we would just have the 15 on the top and the bottom. They're going to divide away. So all you're going to have on the right is just X. And what is 15 divided by 3? 15 divided by 5. It's 3. So we can just say X is equal to 3. So we kind of flip it around and we do the division. X is equal to 3. So what we have basically figured out is that if we go 1 mile in 5 minutes, then we turn around and travel for 15 minutes, then we must have gone an unknown number now we know the answer to, 3 miles. So in this table we can put 3 miles. Does this make sense to you? Yes, it does. Because this is telling you that since the speed is not changing, if you travel 1 mile in 5 minutes, if you were to travel 2 miles, you would double this and you would go 10 minutes, right? If you were to go 3 miles, right, then you should travel triple this, 15 minutes. So it's a constant ratio. All we've done is basically, this is triple the distance here, so it has to be triple the time. That's why I was saying that you could kind of solve this problem without even doing all of this stuff down here. But that's not the point. The point is to learn how to do it the right way. All right, because again, I could change these numbers, so you wouldn't maybe know quite so easily how to do it. All right, let's take a look at the next problem. It's over here. We want to get the unknown number of miles to go 30 minutes, right? There's a couple of ways you could do it, and I'm going to show you 2 different ways to do it, and we're going to see that it gives you the same answer either way. The ratio here in the beginning of the problem is 1 as it compares to 5 is going to be some unknown value. We're just skipping over this now. Some unknown value, we'll call it x again, 30. So again, miles, miles, minutes, minutes. Everything has to be in the same locations. So it's exactly the same problem here. Only thing we changed is put a 30 on the bottom. That's all we did. Now, what do we do to solve it? We want to get x by itself. So we're going to multiply by 30. We'll multiply over here by 30, like this. And what's going to happen on the left-hand side, this is 30 over 1, really. So 30 times 1 is 30. 1 times 5 is 5. And then you have the 30 on the top and the 30 on the bottom. They're going to cancel, and you're going to get an x. And so let's flip it around. X is equal to 30 divided by 5 is 6, and we're solving for miles. So this is miles. 6 miles. So what we're saying is if you go 1 mile in 5 minutes, then you must go 6 miles in 30 minutes. Does this make sense? Of course it does. And there's 2 ways in which you can convince yourself that that is correct. If it takes 1 mile for every 5 minutes, then if you go 6 times the distance, that means you're going 6 times the distance. You must take 6 times the amount of minutes. 5 times 6 is 30. So that's how these numbers make sense. 1 times 6 is 6, and 5 times 6 is 30. So 6 and 30 go together at the same rate or ratio as the other 2 numbers. The other thing you can look at is the middle one. We solved the middle numbers here in the first part of the problem. But if we know it takes 3 miles for every 15 minutes, then if we're going from 15 to 30 minutes, it's just multiplying times 2. So this must be multiplied times 2 to also give you 6. So we could have solved the problem again. We could have said 3 miles to 15 minutes, 3 over 15, is equal to some unknown number over 30. You would have gotten the exact same answer because the ratio of all 3 of these is the same. The ratio of this, 1 to 5, is the same as the ratio of this, 3 to 15, is the same as the ratio of this, 6 to 30. It's all the same ratio. All right, let's take a look at problem number 2. It says Bethany has a recipe for blueberry jam that uses 5 cups of blueberries to make 2 pints of jam, right? 5 cups of blueberries to make 2 pints of jam. Use this information to complete the table below. So we have blueberries and pints of jam. So it's 5 cups of blueberries, 2 pints of jam. These numbers were given in the problem statement. These are just additional numbers we need in order to be able to find the unknown. So you can kind of solve this again in your head, but I don't really want you to do it like that. I want you to solve it the correct way. The ratio is that for every 5 cups of blueberries, then it must take 2 pints of jam. So in terms of a ratio, write it as 5 over 2. That's the ratio of blueberries to pints of jam. 5 cups of blueberries, 2 pints of jam. Then that ratio has to be the same as whatever the ratio is here. 10 cups of blueberries, so that goes on the top, and X pints of jam, because X is unknown here. So you see it's blueberries, blueberries, jam to jam. You have to have the letters and the numbers in the same locations. Now, how do we solve this? Let's rewrite this. 5 halves, 10x. All right, we need to first move x upstairs. It's currently dividing by x, so we're going to multiply by x. Multiply by x. On the left-hand side, we're going to have 5 times x is 5x. 2 times the invisible 1 down here, which is 2. And then the x here will cancel with the x because it's top and bottom, and all we'll have is a 10. In other words, they'll divide away. All you have is a 10 on the right. Now, let's rewrite this. 5x over 2 is equal to 10. How do we proceed? We're dividing by 2, so to get rid of that, let's multiply by 2, and we'll multiply 2 here. We have a 2 on the top and a 2 on the bottom. They will divide away and cancel. So the only thing that I'll have left, I'm going to kind of move and continue over here. The only thing I will have left over here is 5x. The 2 has canceled with the 2, so I've gotten rid of the 2. That's what I'm trying to do. And on the right, 10 times 2 is 20. Now let me rewrite this step. 5x is equal to 20. How do I get x by itself? I have to do the opposite of multiplying by 5. I'll divide by 5. And of course, the 5 will cancel with the 5. So we've canceled the 5 on the top with the 5 on the bottom. That leaves only x on the left. And on the right, 20 divided by 5 is 4, because 4 times 5 is 20. So what we figured out is that the answer that goes here is 4 pints, right? So it makes sense if you think about what we're talking about here, because it says the original ratio is 5 cups for 2 pints of jam. Now, if we double to 10 cups, then we should double to 4 pints. So you see, that makes the ratio the same. We've multiplied by 2, and so 10 cups of blueberries to 4 pints of jam is the same relationship as if we had 5 to 2, because all we did to get those numbers were multiply by 2 and multiply by 2, times 2 and times 2. So that's a good way to check yourself. And also, you can probably solve a lot of these in your head. But we don't want to solve them in our head. We want to solve them the correct way. Let's take a look at the last one here. We have 5 as it compares to 2 and some unknown x as it compares to 8. So we have 5 to 2 and some unknown x as it compares to 8, right? It's coming straight out of the table. Let's rewrite it here. 5 to 2, x to 8. How do we get x by itself? We're just going to multiply by 8 because we're dividing by 8 here. Multiply by 8. And on the left-hand side, 8 times 5 is 40. And then 2 times the invisible 1 down here is 2. These 8s cancel. That's why we did it in the first place. All we have is x. And so x is equal to 40 divided by 2 is 20. X is equal to 20. And so if we go back to this chart here, this has to be 20. And what is it up here? Cups. Right? So let's see if this makes sense. If the original ratio was 5 cups of blueberries to 2 pints of jam, then if we go to 20 cups, then we must be multiplying by 4. 5 times 4 is 20. 4 times the cups of blueberries must be 4 times the pints. 2 times 4 is 8. You can also see if we start here, going from 10 to 20 is a doubling. We double this, and we double this, and we get to the same place. So the only reason it works like that is because in these problems with recipes and speeds and things where the rate doesn't change, it locks in a ratio. And we use this all the time in math to figure out lots and lots of answers to lots of different kinds of problems here. So I'd like you to go through this yourself, sketch the little table down, and make sure that not only can you look at the table and understand why the answers made sense as we have done here, but also to write them down and to solve them, because again, I could change these numbers to make them not quite as easy, and then you would have to know how to do it, and this is the right way to do it. All right, I'd like you to solve all of these yourself, and then follow me on to the next lesson. We will continue building your skills.